I do think SpaceX is one of the craziest risk to reward companies since maybe I was starting to invest in Tesla. I can ask my wife and she doesn't know what Micron is. She doesn't know what NVIDIA is. I guess going back to that first thing is comparing GameStop and AMC to Micron right now. There's something that feels very similar to me. It's something that feels different. I don't hear random people asking me about Micron, and like there's a retail frenzy that just was like F Wall Street that came in. I think like normal people haven't joined, which is a good sign. The other side is though, I find myself doing similar things to what I was doing back in the AMC days. Like I'm checking my portfolio every day, even if I'm not investing in it. I'm like, what's happening? Like what's moving the market today? I'm watching live streams like around market open and market close, which I don't do normally. I just don't care. But things are interesting every day that I want to hear. And there's news every day and there's drama and all this kind of stuff. Moving over to SpaceX, though, I do think SpaceX is one of the craziest risk to reward companies since maybe I was starting to invest in Tesla. Now I don't like Tesla as much as an investment because it just not very profitable and it's been stagnant for years. And I don't think they're cutting edge as much with their robot, which some people will grill me for. But like there are like Figure is a company worth 100th of what Tesla is or 50th. And like they're, I'd say pretty comparable from what I can see on the robots. But SpaceX is so interesting to me because it is extremely expensive. Like some of the numbers coming out, it's worth $2 to $2.5 trillion. So it's going to be one of the largest companies in the world. It's similar to Amazon in size. And they do $15 billion in revenue, which is a 60th of what Amazon does. 1/60th. $8 billion in EBITDA. Most of that is from Starlink. It's not even from their like rocket ship business. Launch in space is something like $4 billion in revenue. Starlink is 11.4. I think there's a huge potential there. But how long does it take to play out is kind of my question. Like, I don't have a good idea for whether we're actually going to be building stuff in space, moving out to space, all that kind of stuff in our lifetime or even quicker because of AI. Like, I don't want to wait 30 years for them to actually become really profitable. So I think, and even if you are willing to wait that long, you have to realize there are going to be massive moves in the meantime, because this is so speculative. I mean, this is a 100 to 200 billion or 100 to 200 price to sales company. So they're going to move 50, 60% if the S&P 500 is down 20% or 30%. Like this is going to be more volatile than Tesla, which Tesla went down 75% a couple of years ago.
I was just sorry. Do you have more to say?
No, yeah. I was just going to say, I think this is one of those companies that I'll punt a position, like buy 1 or 2%. If there's a crazy dip and everyone hates it, I might just buy it then and then just never like just hold on to it.
That's SpaceX, yeah.
Yeah.
I was while you were talking there, I was actually having a look at the way Tesla moved, because everything that's happening. I think it's very easy to get caught up in this, and I do want to be very clear that again, the AI trade is very much here, and I don't think that AI is a bubble, right? I actually don't think that. But even without it being a bubble, right, we still have the potential of these sorts of moves. Like the way Tesla moved, like back in the frenzy, right? Tesla, like you said, it went down after the frenzy, 75%. It's still now at, close to all-time highs, very close. But this is the volatility that normally comes after moves like we're seeing right now with the AI trade. And I don't think there was any bubble that burst with autonomous driving, with robots, with AI, with any of the stuff that Tesla was doing, right? I don't think any bubble burst. But that doesn't mean that prices that are massive can't come down significantly. And you see, this opportunity is much more exciting for me. I love it when prices come down, right? I love this sort of stuff. This is exciting, especially for something like the AI trade. So the way I'll be playing this is I'll simply just be watching as much as I can, maybe finding some early opportunities as I've been trying, trading the futures price as it goes up, protecting the downside, and then waiting for, for example, NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA could, even without the bubble bursting, go down significantly more. And then as the price goes down, what you get is you get rid of the speculators. You get rid of the people who are only in the trade because price was up, right? And then that's basically what happened to Tesla, right? Obviously, they didn't have much earnings and all of that, but you get what I'm saying. Like, everything is just the same in my eyes, but painted a different way. So that's how I'll be doing it. And personally, with the SpaceX trade, that's not something, again, that I will be investing in yet. I'll see how it plays out. And like you said, if it goes down, then I may deploy some capital into that and, you know, let it ride. The major interesting thing I find about SpaceX is the I don't know the exact number, but the shares that are out there are low. So it means it can, you know, because people aren't going to, like, you know, the big holders aren't selling. So therefore it can go significantly higher. And on paper, it can have, you know, an absolutely obscene valuation. And I heard today there's word of rolling Tesla into SpaceX, making it the biggest company in the history of the world. So yeah, all of those things probably will help the price.
Yeah, I think if you can buy companies like that, they're highly valued. When we have a much broader pullback, they'll fall down twice as much. Like Tesla fell down 75%. The NASDAQ, I think, was down about 30% that year.